Hello guys, greetings, 'tis been a while. Hopefully I will actually edit and put this up because I have done others and haven't in the past. I've been taking a little bit of a break from my YouTube. I'm just setting off in my car now or I will be late. I am going to the cinema to see a film called Last Breath. Now, I didn't actually know what this was about. I knew it was something to do with the water divers. But the actual story this is about, I have followed quite closely. The true story. It's really interesting to me. I'm not going to tell you what happens because it will be massive spoilers, but I know what's going to happen. I find the real case extremely interesting. So I'm going to go watch the film and see how it compares, how it relates to the true story. And I'm about to go over a big speed hump, otherwise known as a sleeping policeman in the UK. So yeah, I shall switch you off now guys, and I shall let you know what I thought of Last Breath when I come out. So, I'm very aware this is really bad lighting guys, but if I don't do this now, I'm not likely to remember to film it. So, Last Breath. As I said, I wanted to see this one quite badly because it's a true story that I'd been aware of for quite a number of years now. I'm not going to give away what happens in the story. We follow a young lad, he's maybe in his 20s. He's engaged to be married. He is someone that works at the bottom of the ocean repairing a gas pipeline. Very dangerous, very scary job at like sea depths, freezing, North Sea. Woody Harrelson, I think the guy is actually American that he plays. I'm not entirely sure. This is based off the coast of Scotland. So we have three guys going down. If you know anything about pressurized diving, they have to acclimatize, depressurization for 4 days so that their organs don't explode basically, and they're in something called a diving bell. Two of the guys have to jump out of the bell to the bottom of the ocean to repair pipeline. Woody Harrelson plays the character that remains in the diving bell, but he is responsible for feeding them out umbilical, which is what they call the lifeline that joins them to the ship with their oxygen. With they have like liquid like water that goes around their body, keeping it at temperature, keeps it warmer because they would freeze to death. And as these divers have dived off the diving bell, very shortly after, something goes wrong with the ship. We have issues. There is a disaster of sorts, I suppose, and this movie is about them trying to work out what's wrong with the ship, fix what's wrong with the ship, overcome difficulties, and try and sort out what has happened. I don't want to go into any detail, but this is a true story. I was very aware of this story. There is actual real footage of these divers at depths when this happened that I have seen, photographs, the lot. It's just a case I've always been really interested in. It was superb. I think you have to be interested in the subject matter to enjoy it. Woody Harrelson was fantastic, so were the other two actors. I am going to look into it a little bit more, certain questions I've got, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I did have a little cry, I have to admit. I know what happens in this, and I was still on the edge of my seat in certain moments. It's like, oh my god, because you're watching it on the screen and you know how bad it gets, how awful it is, and you think it's bad enough if you don't know the story and you're watching it, but no, you're like, oh god, you think this is bad, just wait. As to how bad it actually gets. But thoroughly interesting movie, would thoroughly recommend. Short at 1.5 hours, not gonna you're not gonna lose attention. I would thoroughly recommend it. As I say, it's an entirely true story. I think if this hadn't been true and you watched it, you would be like, oh come on, you know, you're taking the piss now. Because everything that can go wrong on this bloody dive goes wrong. You'll be thinking, no, come on, you're taking the piss now, but seriously, it is just a really horrible situation. And I think it was very well conveyed, very sympathetically conveyed. They didn't do the sort of like, you know, this is a completely different situation in movie, but just take something like Armageddon and they have to over dramatize and, you know, we're saving the world. Obviously that's not what they're doing, saving the world, but you know, they over dramatize things and make it all, you know, I hate to use the word Americanized, but unfortunately that's the word I'm going to have to use. It's all over dramatized. This is quite gritty. Yeah, we have got the tension music in places and stuff like that, but this felt real. Well, this was real, but I don't feel they played on it to change the story to make it any more exciting or any more interesting or any more devastating. It is as it was. And why guys do that job, I'm sure, well, it's all men in this. I don't know if there are any women that do it, but Jesus Christ, it's terrifying. Watching it is terrifying, thinking, what the fuck is wrong with these guys that do this for a living? Brave bastards. Something I love about this movie is obviously we're depicting real people. We're depicting people from all different professions on the actual ship and how they have to work together to try to fix what has gone wrong, to try and basically perform a rescue. And I'm going to start coughing again. I've had a shitty virus. It's only just going away now. But yeah, thoroughly recommend it. Yeah, let me know if you've seen it, what you thought. As I say, maybe my interest in the real story does make me like it a little bit more than most, but I would thoroughly recommend you check it out, guys. Thank you if you're watching this, if you've stuck with me. I know I've had a bit of time off. I'm going to try to get back to it ASAP. I was lucky enough to be on a stream last week, a St. Patrick's Day one, with Jen, with Marty, with Monty, with Sean and with Triv, which was awesome. It is on Marty's channel, Trash Picture Show, if you want to catch any of it. It was about Irish horror. And next week I will actually be on the Horror Miser Monty G's channel. He is doing, through March, a section on women in horror, and he is having some female horror YouTubers. I know I don't do just horror now, but horror will always be my favourite movie genre. So yeah, I shall be on that next Tuesday night. I think it is 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Philadelphia, which I think, Greenwich Mean Time, I think for us in the UK and Ireland is about 11 o'clock, I think. But I know the clocks are going back here soon, so yeah, wanting to get back to it. I'll probably do a video giving you like a roundup of stuff I've watched this year that I liked and maybe stuff I didn't. But thanks so much for sticking with me, guys. I do have a Q&A to do as my first ever live, which I don't know when I'll be pushing the button on that one, but I have still got all your questions and I do definitely intend to do that. So thanks for watching, guys, and I shall be back with you soon. Go for a night. Friend Lisa lives.